Hello there.
Hey, there we go.
Phil is joining us
Welcome.
today.
What's up?
First, I wanted to ask Techno or anybody else who might have any information on the achievements that players have made in the last 2 weeks or so. We have our new leaderboard out that maybe you guys have seen. It's at leaderboard.powvista.com. And I know of at least one achievement this week, but I'm curious, Techno, do you have any achievements in the last 2 weeks that you've noticed players getting?
I mean, I personally finally hit 80 in electric, so I mean that's
That's
that
an
is
achievement. Congrats.
that's something. Let me see. Is there anything?
Okay, so I know that Raisu has jumped from rank 2 in I think he was rank 2 in skate and now he's ranked number 1 in skate. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, he did finally do that. So,
It's a big one.
Is it just the classic method, Raisu? I see him in the chat. Is it the classic method of jumping over the gap next to water rots? But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know yet, we have our new leaderboard here at leaderboard.powvista.com. We are currently working on adding pals to this leaderboard, and also like Powdex information is something we want to add to the leaderboard as well. So like we want to have leaderboards for pals, leaderboards for Powdex achievements essentially, and like maybe like kill counts on NPCs. So this is going to be super cool to have. Is there any like dream features you guys have for this leaderboard that you would like to see, including stuff that's been mentioned or not? Like I'm curious. I just want to go kind of around the table here and see if anyone had any thoughts on this leaderboard.
Man, if there was a good way you could like do the tracking kills without people like exploiting it, like killing some level 1 account over and over again that they themselves are playing, like it would be so cool to see a kill counter or like some kind of PvP counter. And when the Gang Wars comes out, having that also on the leaderboard would be so cool.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see the amount of kills I have just in PvP alone. I know it's at least like maybe 70 or so, but can't say for certain on that one. I think another great addition would be like once the hardcore section comes out, having a leaderboard of them, and then whenever they die, just like in old school RuneScape's leaderboard, they get their names crossed out.
Absolutely.
At least for me, I think what Tenoshi brought up there, I almost strictly play on PvP, and I've racked up a few kills. It would definitely be cool to like see some top kills, or even a cool one would be like, who is your like arch nemesis? Because like in like
that's genius. That's so genius.
That'd be pretty cool. Because like in COD, like if you kill someone a bunch or you get killed by them a bunch, it'll tell you that.
Yeah, dude, this also reminds me, what if there was like a kill streak where like the amount of PvP kills you've gotten since you've last died?
Ooh.
Like a kill streak.
It's like another form of hardcore.
Yeah, where you're trying to like keep that, and if you die, you're just back to 0 straight up on the leaderboard. That'd be crazy, bro.
I would.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah, I love this. Something I've seen also is, I mean, this is maybe just a step too niche, but on like old school RuneScape, they have the new like level 3 leaderboards where only.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
killer board. Yeah.
Yeah.
But something like that, like I love like just the idea of like all these unique leaderboards that can be accessed in a way that makes sense, and where it's not too cluttered or anything, but like there's a way that kind of makes sense to get to each leaderboard, and that way like every player kind of has like a achievable leaderboard to like go for, I guess. Every dedicated player at least, and I really think it's cool how like there's different people are like dominating on the different leaderboards, except the one exception is Raisu, who is like number 1 on everything besides Earth and Steel, but he's just a beast. But yeah, when it comes to like a potential for the PvP stats that are like on the leaderboard, should we be able to see like the people you're killing, like who you've killed and what your kill count is for each person? Or should it be more generic and maybe just a nemesis section only?
I think the latter, because if you have it to where people can see the person you've killed X amount of times in the leaderboard, then it's like, oh, maybe they're just constantly targeting each other to farm kills or something, you know? Whereas if you were to just have it where it's generic with the nemesis system, then it'll at least be able to be told a bit more when someone's just farming the same person over and over and over again, rather than the whole list of people.
Do you guys know of any protection against that kind of farming if we wanted to like avoid having that be a thing that people do? Like basically just
I'd say like maybe a 3
making
to 5 minute,
Wait, go on.
like a 3 to 5 minute timer for unique player IDs to be counted for the kills. So let's say like you and your buddy are just fighting and messing around, then every time you kill each other, it's a 3 to 5 minute cooldown for it to be counted in the kill feed, or the kill count section for the PvP leaderboard.
Honestly, I think March is definitely on the right track. I think that's genius, bro.
It gives you time. Like if you're fighting multiple people, you can at least spend time fighting one person at a time. So if you're going back and forth between, I mean, my stream was a perfect example where it was like the 5v1s and everything, just going back and forth on that with everyone that was participating.
That makes sense.
At least for me, I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I mean, I would say more maybe there should be like a threshold. Like, you know how like with ranked, you have to get like so many characters unlocked or you have to get like a certain level. I feel like it should be more like maybe you have to get so high of a level before you start counting for that sort of thing. So it's like you have to be like level 20 or 30. I don't know what that number is, but level 30 or something before it starts counting, because that way you can't just farm a low level account over and over again type of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm 1v1, like there'll be situations where I'm like fighting Rice, like we're doing like a little thing we're coming up with, like this little tournament. Rice and Dio were like putting like this little like ban and picks and bans, and it's actually pretty cool. We're putting it together. I think it should be fine, because like sometimes fights go on like 30 seconds if you get lucky, or like sometimes fights go on 2-3 minutes. I feel like I shouldn't be barred if I get a quick kill. I think it should be just more so like I shouldn't be able to abuse it if it's like a some low level account, or I make a Smurf account and just keep killing it over and over again just to patent the leaderboard.
Yeah, this one seems like a hard one to like make a rule that both kind of like keeps it legit and also like doesn't hamper like legit players, because the thing is, like, if there was like a minimum, someone could just make an account that's at that minimum and then just grind it, so I wonder, like, is there like you could always do like something like the bounty system and Bounty Hunter from like OSRS, where you have to like kill a random person to like get the credit towards the leaderboard. But then that gets farmed too, so it seems like it's kind of a hard situation. I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts? I don't know. I mean, like for now we could just like not have any barriers, or have very simple barriers like the ones we discussed where there's like a little cooldown, but I this might be like a situation where there might not be a solution, but like a full solution. What do you guys think?
I'd say
the only like thing I've been thinking about in my head that would actually work is just like having a moderator like suss out people who are like farming it, but that's just not a scalable solution.
Yeah, we could do the suss out method, and then maybe we could learn what are the patterns.
What you were mentioning earlier, Steven, what you were learning earlier, or saying earlier with the, I don't know, saying how many times you've killed this specific person, like that sounds like the community would be able to suss out, and maybe it'd just be less impressive if you saw somebody at the top with 3,000 kills on a level 3 account, level 1 account.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so we got a comment in the chat from JD saying KD ratio. That's an interesting one. That's not one I usually track when playing MMOs, but that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Funny enough, I was thinking the same thing too. I wonder, like, instead of having to do the math, we just have like the number of kills and the number of deaths we've had on the account in PvP.
Yeah, should we you mentioned in PvP at the end there, like should we track deaths differently? Deaths for your KD differently if you like died from a player versus just, dying from either an NPC or the environment or something else, I wonder.
I think so, because people that are more focused on PvP, if you look at old school RuneScape, for example, a lot of the wilderness players, they'll have a tracker of the amount of deaths they've had in the wilderness and the amount of kills they've had in the wilderness, but it's only player deaths and player kills. It's not going to be PVM based.
Makes sense. Yuzuru is saying maybe accounts with 0 deaths can have the immortal tag. Interesting.
I was thinking about that because I was thinking if we had a KDA, like would we have 0 just be the same as 1 death when making the kill death ratio, or should we have like a negative infinity, like because when you divide by 0? But
what happens in like Call of Duty when you get
the immortal
0?
tag? Kind of genius. I think it just counts as a 1. The kills are multiplied or divided by 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say you have 2 kills and 1 death. It'll have a 50% KD because it's a
2 kills and 1 death. Isn't that a?
It'd still be 2 to 1. You'd still have a 2.0 KD.
Because the ratio is just.
Yeah, I'm running on like 5 hours sleep at minimum, so.
No worries. Dude, you know what's funny? I just came up with, I know we've talked about the Iron Man thing before, but how sick would it be if every Pow Vista account also had the ability to create a like an ultimate Iron Man type of account where you're only allowed to play on PvP servers, and you have like a special marker that lets players know, and when you die, it's like roguelike, so you just literally get set, you have no bank, and when you die, it's just over.
So like funny enough, I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
we've talked about that kind of thing where it's like you can turn on
PvP,
hardcore. Yeah. You can have it set to PvP world only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's kind of in the works. Yeah, go on, Mark.
I feel like I would love to like build that account just to be impressive. You know what I mean? Like it's such a cool show off type of thing where you can show people how good you are at the game or whatever. Like, dang, he was able to get to 80 strength on freaking hardcore mode. That's crazy.
Yeah, I would love to make an account like that because it's something I've been wanting to do. Like, I have my name reserved on a separate account. I just have to delete it and take the name afterwards.
So I have a ridiculous pitch for you guys kind of on this topic. So we're all talking about right now. For anyone not following us, we're talking about account restrictions that we're going to be able to add to new accounts in an upcoming feature where, you can be... what was it? Oh, you can be trade locked or upgrade to being literally like locked out of the bank. You can't even use the bank. Or you can be hardcore, like you only have 1 life before you lose that status. Or you can be even PvP only hardcore, so that means you can only enter PvP worlds. And then I forgot what the other restriction was. Gosh, what's the other restriction? I think that might be it. I don't know. Anyway, there was some other one, but
yeah.
But the point is, what if we could have these types of restrictions on PALs?
Ooh, that'd be pretty interesting.
So, like, you have a hardcore PAL that dies. But
that might be one way that we start utilizing the health system on them.
Genius. That's genius.
Yeah, we definitely need the
Yeah, I
health.
love the idea of like pals having to die, and then you have to like take them to like the vet or something, the hospital, clinic, whatever.
Take them to mom's house.
Exactly. Take them to mom's house.
Yeah, that's the plan for like how normal pals will work. And I'm kind of like doing a
Yeah.
crazy pitch for like, if you had like a account restricted pal. Um, but
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
sure.
I love that
Pal
idea,
only.
Steven.
I'm not sure if there would be like any benefits to doing that besides just status. Or maybe like you get like more like a different type of skin on the pal. Or something for being for having that restriction on your account. But it's just an idea. But yeah, okay. So when we bring health to pals, the basic idea right now is that your pal dies, you have to revive it with either an item of some sort, or bring it to a bed and have it restored there. Do you guys have any other ideas on that? Like, do you guys have any ideas about like what your dream scenario is? I know we've talked a lot about how cool it would be to have pals fight each other, so maybe this would also be in that category. But like once we get HP going for pals, what does pal combat look like at that point, and what does pal death look like?
I would love just a couple of very basic abilities like a retreat or like a frenzy where it like speeds up the attack speed just for a little bit, or even a charged hit, being able to command my pal to do certain things would be so cool.
So make it turn-based in that sense.
Well, not turn-based. What I'm talking about is real live action, but clicking some sort of button or typing something makes it so that it turns into like double attack speed at this moment, or maybe it rests and heals up real quick, and there's like cooldowns on those. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How do you imagine that UI? Is it kind of like a hotbar, like with little buttons? Is it like a UI?
I would imagine it would.
Go on, sorry.
I would imagine like it's like buttons on the screen, or even like somewhere on the PAL. Like maybe there's a new PAL menu, that you can open up. Like
like the PAL menu.
Expand it.
Like imagine like a PAL tab. Instead of a PAL.
I'm thinking like on the sidebar.
Yeah, like the PAL menu is always visible.
Rebel has a great one right here. Rebel dropped like some kind of crazy UI.
Oh yeah, from BG3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks kind of like
Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, yeah. That having
but
buttons.
This would be a very simple one. Yeah.
And then how many different? I guess we could call these like PAL abilities or PAL.
Yeah, I'm thinking just 3 to start with, maybe 4. Like.
Well, how many can you think of?
The only ones I can think of. Okay, off the top of my head, a super strong attack that does one big attack. I'm thinking of an attack speed boost that'd be called a frenzy or something, and then I'm thinking of rest and then retreat. Retreat would just like go back to you basically, or maybe it'd run away. I don't know.
So would they have a stamina system for their attacks then? Kind of like
I was thinking just every ability would have a cooldown on it. That's what I was thinking, and then and then abilities can't overlap, or maybe they can. Who knows?
I mean, you mentioned a rest selection, which makes me think they would have stamina in that sense. Kind of like if you were to look at Koromon as a good example for the stamina system. A lot of like Pokemon inspired games will use a stamina system, but it's a good way to kind of not leverage but require players to balance their creatures stamina, so then they have to think about it in a more strategic way. So if we were to have a stamina system, I would say like rest for sure would be a good one, unless you're using rest as like an HP heal for, let's say,
that's what
like
I was
5
imagining.
HP. Oh, okay.
Maybe there's a medkit ability instead where it like pulls out a medkit and starts like healing itself, starts applying first aid to
like
itself.
Fortnite style.
You see it start eating something, you're like, is that a bandage?
Is that a needle? What the heck?
That's called Ultra Heal.
Dude, that'd be funny if like for the super strong attack, like it pulls out like a needle and sticks itself in its like thigh. and then it's like all buffed up.
Oh man.
Okay, I've got kind of
The
a
player.
man. We could really go a different
Or it
direction with
pulls out
that.
an energy drink and chugs it.
Yeah, maybe we'll just do that through the energy drinks, rather than
Yeah.
add syringes and drug references.
Mundo, Dr. Mundo. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question in the chat, which is, it's a poll for everyone, and we can discuss it here, but it's, would you like it if we renamed pals to Pows?
Oh, I would not like that. I would
Okay.
hate that, dude.
All right, I know it's a ridiculous
kind of a
ridiculous
tough
thing,
one.
but I figure we might as well put it on the table here in front of everybody. Okay, everyone says no.
Wait, that's
Okay.
That was a very fast no with a thumbs down.
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Hey. Someone did a super react. All right.
Super reaction, no. That's a resounding no, dude.
Hey, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you bomb.
It's like we're offended you even thought of that. Dude, I gotta admit, that's how I feel when people call freaking Tory Village Tory Island. I have the same feeling.
The reason I wanted that's so funny because I thought I mentioned this on like a different Q&A, or maybe I was imagining things, and it was like more of a positive reaction. So I'm glad we got this out, that people do not want pals to be renamed to Pows. Because I was thinking, then it's like Pow Vista, and it kind of makes
Just sounds
a little
like
more
you
sense.
can't pronounce your L's. Like, go take out my pals. Go take my pow and walk it in a palk.
Oh man.
Yeah, I get it. All right, pals are pals. Would rather change the game name to Pow World. Someone says they'd rather change the game name to Pow World. Oh, it was really funny, bro.
There might be a bit of a copyright issue going on.
They're fighting their own copyright
Just
battles.
maybe.
Yeah, Pow World. Look, Pow World.
That's
Now we
funny,
can't
bro.
get sued. Nintendo goes after us after that.
Oh man,
That's great. Okay. So, let's open up this time here for anyone on the panel here. Do you guys have any dream features for Pow Vista that you want to see get into the game? We have, just for a little context, and by the way, I just want to put this out there real quick, that we acknowledge as the dev team that we've been extremely slow to get out features, and that this rate of progress has been way too low. But we have a plan to fix it, and we'll have more to say on that later. But I just want to let you guys know that, like, your ideas, they're gonna happen. They're gonna happen, and it's gonna be slow before it gets fast. But there's gonna be think of it like an S curve, okay, guys? Just hang in there for us. Our development's gonna pick up insanely quick. We're gonna get much better at doing this. Anyway,
yes. Steven,
with that
is there
said-
anything we as the community can do to help speed it up, or is there nothing we can do really?
Yes. Here's what
Just
you can
share
do.
with friends or what?
Yeah, here's what you can do. You can design characters on PowPaint. Okay, so go to powpaint.powvista.com and just design characters that you want for the game, and let us know that you want them in the game. That's one way you can help. Another way you can help is go ahead, Techno. Techno, what were you
I was
saying?
gonna just bring something up relaying to Pow Paint. So
Go for it. Let's hear it, bro.
I think it would be pretty cool.
I hope it has something to do with that emoji.
Just throwing it.
You know that you know that emoji?
You talking about, where is it?
Like the Voltec wearing a suit?
This guy?
Yes.
The little Techno Mafia? Yeah.
Yes. Tell me about it, bro.
It's coming to fruition.
Tell me about it.
It started as a joke. It started as a joke because Tenoshi called us the Techno Mafia because the Icefall release. But now it's becoming an actual thing. So
It's canon. It's canon. It's confirmed.
So we're gathering some players. Some of the top players were taking over the leaderboard. Is all I'm gonna say. But what I was gonna relate to with PowPaint, I think it'd be pretty cool. This is just an idea. that like with the new areas, right? With the mobs, like how do you go about choosing the mobs? Like you just kind of like think about it, or like you already have like kind of an idea, or like what you want them to look like?
That's a great question. It's always a little bit different. Sometimes I'll even like start designing mobs, and I'll be like, this sucks, and I'll change it. And then sometimes I'll have like an old mob that I designed a long time ago that I forgot about, and I'm like, oh, this actually fits here. So it's pretty different, but like probably, I mean, I'm always open to suggestions. For when it came to the Icefall mobs, I was just like, what types of creatures would like live in like an icy biome, right? And I just like came up with like penguins and mammoths, and then I was like, oh, I want like a girly, one of the ones to be like girly. So I thought of like a feminine snow fox creature for like the third one, because it's always nice for like my wife and my daughter to have a character they can like relate with, like equipping and stuff. So that's kind of my thought process. Oh yeah, and I do kind of have this pattern, I think, where I kind of do like, I try to have like variety between like some of like this, the big like cyclops sized mobs and like the smaller like,
Right.
mummy sized mobs, or you know what I mean, like try to have kind of like a like a maximized muscle mob, and then like maybe like a middle tier mob, and then like a girly mob or something in each area. But honestly, I'm up to like I want your suggestions. Like, do you have any ideas for the upcoming areas?
Well, two things I was one, I want to give a huge shout out to Rice, because he's been coming up with really cool female designs with your the snow fox with the POW paint. So that was he's got some pretty cool ideas in the works. But the thing that I was gonna pitch, that with like, if you have mobs in general, or like designs already out there for them, I think it would be cool if in POW paint, if it could be added to it, and people could like pitch either like the base model colors or like the shiny version, before they go into the game. You know what I mean? So then it's like, not only you, or I don't know if you have someone else who's like working on the skins, but like we can kind of like help with pitching like the colors, and or just gives you like a bigger folder to look at, of potential ways for that mob to look.
Absolutely. I love that idea. I absolutely love that idea. Especially when it comes to shinies as well, because how we had that kind of like debacle with the cable gas shiny kind of looking like a Bigfoot, like a brown fuzzy.
It do be looking a little like Bigfoot.
Yeah. So like that's an example where I could have posted that, as soon as we were like at that stage where I'm like working on the shiny, I could be like, hey, what does everyone think, like in the Discord, and then you guys could like even try your own suggestions, which would be pretty cool. Which, by the way, POW Paint now has a feature on it. If you go to Advanced and you click Share, you can like literally share the character you're working on so that other people can view it. And when they change it like doesn't change it for you, if that makes sense. So like,
that's so cool.
You can basically like send your work over without having to like say, hey, download this texture, then upload it, all that stuff. You can literally just open up the link that someone sends you. So yeah, if anyone wants to do that right now, and like go to powpaint.com and scribble on the thing and like share the link here in the chat, just to give an example of it. I would do it on my computer right now, but I'm like in my car, not connected to a charger, and I'm like on a hotspot Wi-Fi.
I can't find where Advanced is.
Look underneath the character selection.
Advanced, share, generate link, copied, amazing, and then just share the link. Boom.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at Phil's character,
and then
right now.
It just loads at that current progress. That's beautiful.
Which, by the way, I know the loading on POW Paint is kind of slow right now. I just like haven't fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty cool. You got kind of like,
dude, the UI on this is so
design.
Sick, dude.
Oh yeah, and I
got shot in the head.
Dude, I really wanted to have like a preview in the like on Discord when you post a link and like it has a preview of the thing.
Embedded link. Yeah,
I wanted to make it have a preview, but like it's just it was like too much work. It was like not worth the work that it would take to make that happen, basically, because it needs to like be dynamically available.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but we'll maybe
Right.
get it done later on. But it's been really helpful because my kids love like making POW Paint characters, and I'll have to show you guys some of the ones they've done. Like, it's really awesome. But on this subject, well, hold on. Before I get too carried away with this, Techno, can I ask you, what's the did you have anything else that you were talking about before we got started talking about POW Paint? And the other thing is, I want to know, like, what is the Techno Mafia lore, and is this kind of like the Team Rocket of Techno City? Like, is this going to be like something in the game? Like, what's your idea? Like, what's your dream idea for this, for the lore of these, like, suited up, Voltec creatures?
Yeah, I mean, in my head, they kind of run Techno City. You know what I mean? Like, they might be the. You might not see them at the forefront, but like they're in the shadows. You know what I mean? Like, you're not able to just get away with anything in Techno City. You have this presence of the mafia. Any mobs or anything. You want to go farm mobs in that area. You gotta do it through the mafia. You know what I mean? You can't just that's our turf.
Ooh, it'd be interesting if Techno City, instead of like you just go through and defeat the creatures to get through the gates, you actually have to talk to an NPC to get kind of like a task in a sense, kind of like we have the death tasks now, but it's only in order for you to progress through.
So like the mafia has to get you into the city?
Like, you have to get a task for them in order to take out their quote-unquote rivals, which would be the NPCs around the city.
Okay, who are the rivals of the Techno Mafia? Does anyone have any ideas?
Tenoshi.
That's actually going
Just
Eating up Tenoshi in
Bro!
Boom! Boom!
Tenoshi Mafia. That's crazy, dude.
The OG gang or whatever. What was that? I forgot.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, that actually tracks with the lore, is the Tenoshi and Techno rivalry. But by the way, Tenoshi, did you know that Techno got a freaking city named after him on the last Q&A? Did you know that we're changing Hype City to Techno
crazy,
City?
bro. That's so sick.
Doesn't it sound way cooler?
I love that, bro.
Bro, I think it sounds way cooler.
Yes, Techno City, it does sound insanely cool. It sounds freaking amazing.
That looks really cool.
Does that look cool? Thank you, bro. Thank you. I just sent a thing in the chat. I actually worked on it this time instead of the last time where I sprayed red on his face.
Yeah, you need the animation now where they're just flat on the ground. It would have been so fitting for the water off after you just took a sniper rifle through its skull. It's like, jeez.
Man. Dude, I'm curious if anyone can think about any weapons. Like, I know Steven has snowballs in mind, but does anyone know of any other weapons that would work in like this tile-based system? I mean, I can't wait till swords are added, dude. Swords at some point. Oh man, that'd be sick.
I can't
Jousting.
wait for.
I agree, but I want to hear everyone's
line to be added in.
Wait, say that again.
My quest line that we're still working on.
I thought you said slime. I thought you said the slime added in. Which I was thinking, like, hey, that sounds like a cool idea. But yeah, questline is awesome too. Yeah. But
no.
But yeah.
That would be something fun to paint.
Yeah, so Phil, is your question kind of like what are different combat styles that we should add to the game in addition to just skateboarding into your enemy? We already know that we want to have ice throwing weapons. I want to add in there that we also want like wood javelins as well, maybe, and to like basically be like a nature ranged attack. I can get into the details of like.
That's sick.
We kind of want there to be another skill that isn't strength, but it's like basically the range skill, and you get XP just like when you hit someone with a an ice type skateboard, you just get strength XP for that hit. You would also get
Yeah.
like ranged XP for throwing an ice weapon. Does that kind of make sense? But it would do
Yeah.
ice elemental damage. Does that kind of make sense, guys, for
Right.
the plan for as far as like how like where you get XP given the when you're throwing ice weapons?
Yeah.
And
Dio actually, this was a couple weeks ago, but he actually made a good point. He posted it for the ice range skill. That ice could kind of be like the fletching mechanic, and the air skill could be the ranged mechanic portion of it. So it's like you'd gain air XP when you're like throwing these projectiles, and that's how you know that you need your air skill or your air level to be high to be able to have like
the higher tier ones.
It tracks
hit
with me,
higher.
especially if there's a boomerang like Raisu mentioned in chat. Like a boomerang would be sick with the air skill. And it like
So,
after it hits
I
a
think that would
mob,
be
it hits a
cool.
couple around them, and it comes back. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I totally agree that tracks, but I'm torn because I kind of want to save the air skill for like things that are more intuitively the air skill, like things like
Yeah.
getting air while skateboarding, or things like
Yeah.
alternatively like something
Windsurfing?
that's kind of like basically flying in Pokemon, like the flying skill, like
Dude, windsurfing, bro.
windsurfing is interesting. Yeah. Oh wow.
Do you know what windsurfing is, Steven?
Yeah, like a when you have like a parachute that's like propelling you.
Paraglider.
Paraglider.
Yeah. That'd be
And-
sick.
And you
dude.
can like get like incredible air. Ding ding ding. Yeah. Yeah, you can like jump over an island
Yeah.
like on a paraglider thing. While windsurfing. At least
It's
I've seen
10,000
I've
XP
seen
because
GoPro
of the
videos of
energy.
that.
That'd be so sick. That's so sick.
You could jump over Tory
Yeah.
Island. I mean, wait. But yeah,
man.
that would
if
be
you guys
super
are done
cool.
with the weapons, I have another suggestion to maybe bring up if you guys are down.
Go for it, bro.
You guys ready for this?
Let's hear it.
We're ready.
Okay. Imagine I got this idea from Mario Party. Imagine you're on like an area, like a square roughly the size of the goblin area, and there's like up to 10, maybe even up to 20 players on this thing. And when you get knocked off the edge, you die. You're able to get knocked off the edge. And every 5 seconds, the outer ring falls out. Maybe it's a circle, and the outer ring falls out like battle royale style, and you're pushed to the center, and that's like a game mode,
Absolutely genius.
Oh, so it's kind of like sumo in a sense.
like sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
Exactly like sumo wrestling. And I'm thinking that's a super easy game mode. I think that could be added. That would be a lot of fun to play because you're knocking out other players. It's free for all. And, you could play with literally 2 players or 20 players and it'd still be fun.
Hmm.
You know what's crazy is that's exactly what I had in mind when I designed knocking back on the skateboard. The only reason is like just basically we haven't prioritized adding like actually knocking players off of stuff, but like in my mind, because I'm pretty sure Crash Bandicoot stole this from Mario, just like they stole Crash Racing, just like they stole jumping on boxes to get things out of them, but
Yeah.
anyway, well, I don't know. I honestly don't know who came first with all that, but I was playing Crash Racing with my with Tim, Phil, who last night, and I was
Yeah.
like, and someone, I think Tim asked, like, is this literally just like stolen from Mario Kart? Like, did they just steal this entire game? Anyway, and I think they did, but anyway, because there was a Crash Bandicoot mini game that did that exact same thing, except you're like riding on a polar bear and you knock people off the edge of the ice and the ice gets smaller. I love that mechanic personally. I like kind of like a King of the Hill mechanic. I think a mini game like that would be super fun, and we could even work it out where
Exactly.
there's like a kind of like a single player version of it, that you're more like fighting with NPCs.
Yeah.
But just
See-
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think one thing you could do in that case is have NPCs fight each other as well. So then not all of them are targeting the player at once.
Oh, sure, yeah. Wait, but how do you
It
guys think this would
also-
actually work? Would there be physics on the ice like there is in Mario Party / Crash? Or would there be like, kind of like, think about like the ice puzzle, for example, where there's like snowballs that stop you and places to slide, places where it's snow. Like, how would this, like, how would you not just constantly slide off the edge? Would the ice work differently on this game versus like normal ice?
I think it should. One thing we could introduce as like a ground tile is like rough ice in a sense, where you only travel a certain amount of tiles. So let's say you travel
Ooh.
across an ice path and you run into rough ice. Maybe travel like 2 or 3 tiles on that rough ice before you come to a stopping point.
Yeah, like we could add something that kind of feels like, you know, when you're in like Fortnite or any other game that has like big ice areas and you're kind of like sliding around and you can kind of like have a little bit of velocity and physics to it. I'm not sure how that would work with our game with the current setup, but having something that at least feels like
I think
that.
you just add a bunch of obstacles, right?
That's what you're thinking? Because I think one problem with the
Yeah,
obstacles
you're
is
talking
that
about-
most people would just be basically, you know, sliding off the ice out of their own, you know, mistake, basically.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
But I
so
mean,
you're imagining an
but
ice puzzle.
it would be equally. Well, you're talking about for this King of the Hill type of battle royale system. Is that what the context you're talking about, or did I miss
Yes.
something?
No, you're
You are
right.
talking about that. Then I think just put a bunch of like put a bunch of snow patches and add ice and just don't make it all ice. You know what I mean?
So how do you get someone when they're on
Maybe
the
not
snow?
snow patches. I think just add a bunch of snowballs or obstacles where you can stop, and then you see who wins. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll just be an ice puzzle to see who can get to the dead center so they can live.
I think some people would learn the puzzle by heart and just be able to do it too fast, not allowing anyone else to win.
Dang, I mean, there's also
um,
the option of not doing the ice. We could just have a normal, cement.
What if you have special
I was gonna
shoes
say,
that grip into the
yeah.
ice? I don't know.
Oh,
Just
so
an
just
idea.
like ice spikes.
I don't know. Just an idea. Yeah.
Or it could even be like temporary, like snow, right? Or how, I don't know how you would consider this mechanic. It could be like you could only use this block so many times. Like you step on it like once or
Oh.
twice, and after like the second or third, I don't know how many times you want to make it, but let's say the second or third time you step on this, it like either just disappears and turns into like a hole, or
Dude, yeah,
it turns into-
fragile ice. Imagine
Yeah,
if
yeah,
all
yeah.
the ice was could only take 3 times of people being on top of it, and then it's sort of like the TNT game from Minecraft. It's like
like
the
sleep
map
stuff.
keeps on getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, Spleef, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Genius
genius. The cracked ice. That's
Yeah.
a mechanic from Pokemon, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Like
was
the
thinking
Rayquaza
another
Tower.
thing is procedurally generating the area each time.
So that it's different, so people can't memorize it.
Yeah, exactly.
Great idea. Great idea. Yeah, I totally
There's
agree
so
with
much
that.
we can do to have something like that.
Hey,
So
can we keep the ideas rolling on like Mario Kart, Mario Party style mini games like that for Pow Vista? Because I like that idea, but I wonder if there are other ideas as well that are maybe even very similar, or different, you know, but things that would work well in Pow Vista that you guys have. But I want to give a quick shout out to Rebel Wonder, who sent in a suggestion for a Korok leaf type weapon that knocks back without damage. Essentially, imagine a skateboard
love that
that
as
you
the
can
air
knock
type.
someone back, you know, without damaging them. Would be pretty cool. I like that idea.
I think that would be like a special attack thing if we had airboards. That way,
Ooh.
like you give yourself a bit of distance to either escape or put a player into knockback in order to get an extra hit in on them.
Yeah.
That's cool. Real quick, I want to read the chat. Usuru says, thoughts on making movement feel more akin to old gen Pokemon style biking, a bit more snappy, makes obstacles and courses, ice puzzles feel certain, have a more certain vibe. And then he mentions the Rayquaza climb. And Dio says 0 is real. He's
Yeah.
right. I've seen screen recordings of it with my own eyes, but never the real thing. No.
It's all AI generated.
Yeah. Okay, so man, I got little off point there, but can we talk about the we can talk about movement later on. I think right now I want to talk about, like, do you guys have other ideas for mini games that are King of the Hill style mini games like that? And how do you imagine them working in the game? Like, do you imagine that there would just be only one of these or multiple of these? What do you imagine, like, the rewards for them being? Are they kind of like Castle Wars style rewards from OSRS? Like, I'm open to your guys' ideas on this, and I'd like to discuss it on the panel if you guys have any thoughts.
I think a mix of getting like gold, not a lot of gold, but let's say like maybe 800 to 1,000 golds, and a unique item, kind of like you were saying, the vouchers from like Castle Wars, where you can get cosmetic items rather than like actual viable items for combat. Then will just be like, oh yeah, this is a bit more viable since it's like players don't really have much of this and they may not know the element kind of thing. But having a bit more of like a cosmetic like item reward from these mini games would be pretty fun to have. Like if you were to base it around the design of the mini game. So like the ice one, for example, you can have like an ice crown hoodie.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's
You know how the taco truck right now is kind of. You know how the taco truck right now is kind of like just kind of a random place where you just spend gold to get taco boxes? What if instead that was like a mini game like Taco Smash or something, and then as a reward, you get taco boxes? I mean, you know, like you get a taco box for every game played or something. Like I think of like Temperos. You know, Temperos kind of does that where you get like random. There's kind of like a cool random reward system.
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about this kind of thing before when we were talking about how to get the taco boxes. I think it was just the two of us at the time, but I think at the time I had suggested like going down a ladder to knock out some cows or something to hand in for the boxes. But you can have the choice of either buying them outright with the gold or participating in the minigame.
Oh, that's an interesting idea too. Yeah, we could also like maybe add, you know, like I'm just using the taco one as an example, but it works so well because it's like such a you know, recognizable theme. But we could still add that as like a mini game. Do you have an idea for like a mini? Can you remind me if if that idea was like a mini game style thing?
It wasn't at the time, but I think based on what you were saying, something a bit more themed would be more appropriate for a minigame. That's just like the first thing that came to mind when you were mentioning a secondary thing for the taco truck, just like that conversation. But having a themed minigame would be a nice touch for sure.
Awesome. Any other ideas on the panel here for related to this?
At least, I mean, just some random game modes that could potentially work with Pow Vista. You could do like almost like a pseudo like Dance style game where it's like you have to
like
maybe you're in the middle, and then and then you have to like go up. You know, you go up, left, right, down, or whatever with your. You know,
that's
you got to
cool.
match with a.
That's genius, dude.
For sure.
Bro, imagine a boss where that's like one of the boss mechanics. You have to like dance off the boss.
That makes so much sense in Techno City, right?
Undertale.
Like some kind of dance person at the gym.
That would be
okay, I just came up with another one, which I think we've already said before. But what if there is a game called like Collect Pals? I don't know what it'd be called, but it's Snake, where you walk around and you have to go over the pal to get them to start following you, and they start following in a train behind you, and then you just play Snake basically. But hold on to that thought because I have an even better thought. There's this one Mario Party game where you have to walk around with gifts, and just imagine a Pow Vista game where you have 10 things balancing on top of you, and you just need to get to the finish line. And if you get to the finish line, you get to keep as many of these boxes. Let's call it minigame boxes, as you keep. So there's skaters going all over the place, just skating around. And you're basically playing Crossy Road, trying to pass by them without getting hit, holding these boxes. And every time you get hit, you lose one of the boxes, and you have to make it to the finish line, basically.
Can someone else pick up your box?
No, I was imagining a single-player environment, but in multiplayer, yes, other people can pick up your box.
Can an NPC pick up your box?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
No
I would
one
love
gets
that, actually. I would love that.
You see a skater do a trick over the box and accidentally crush it instead.
That'd be funny if they crush it.
By the way, I know this is kind of unrelated. Wait, I don't even know if you guys can hear me because... Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what if instead of when... You know how items despawn in the game? What if instead of them despawning, like NPCs just pick them up after the timer's done? Sorry, no, that's kind of random, but like it would just look like the NPCs picking it up. Like it wouldn't.
It would just look like they pick it up.
You know, like it looks like they just like came and stole your thing. That was on the ground.
That's funny. Yeah.
But okay.
A skeleton holding a shiny skeleton board.
But
instead of a
wait.
regular one.
What if there's a lost and found where anybody can go and claim the items?
Ooh. But then it would be, how would we
like
destroy
anybody.
items? Yeah. I wonder, should
I
we...
think after like maybe half an hour.
Maybe there's you toss it into the lava. I don't know.
Yeah, should we have like a pit of destruction, or like maybe where you sacrifice pals where you can just like delete, items?
Yeah.
Because like that's a common problem where people will have like an item they want to delete because they do well.
Yeah.
This is kind of embarrassing. That's a common problem, but every now and then when there's a bug that results in man, I don't even know if we should get into the crazy item dupe stuff that Uzuru did this week with Techno and friends and Raisu as well.
Bro.
Should we talk about the dupe madness? We should actually talk about that. But hold on before we let's get into that right after we finish up our brainstorming session for the Mario Party style mini games, because I like that gift mini game. It reminds me of Overcooked too.
Yes.
Where you're like just carrying a bunch of stuff around, like what if there was even an Overcooked style minigame? That'd be an interesting one. But
yeah.
Do you guys have other ideas, or like maybe a better idea to like phrase the question is like, what's your favorite thing in another game that's similar to this style of like little minigame?
Bro, Overcooked, but with skateboards, assembling skateboards. Where like one guy's got the trucks and he's doing the screwdriver.
Working in a skate shop.
And then another guy's like handing it out to, yeah, exactly. In Techno City, brah.
Dude, that's perfect, because imagine like a goblin comes in and it's like,
and
what
one
does he
guy
want? He wants a goblin skateboard. And so you get the goblin trucks.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, yes, bro.
What if
That's
we get
genius.
steel XP for it?
Yeah.
Probably electric steel,
build.
right?
It's got to be build,
electric,
right?
steel, depending on what task you do. What's it got to be?
It could be build XP, like the type.
Oh yeah.
Oh, build. Yeah, if there's a build XP, wasn't even thinking about that, dude.
Or
geez.
we could have a separate
I completely
skill.
forgot about build.
That's kind of like a board making skill. I don't know. It could be electric XP.
I think the construction makes the most sense.
Yeah, build definitely is like the best fitting thing for it.
Dude, that would have some sick leaderboards to see what round you get, like a roguelike skate shop minigame.
Okay, that's a
Doing a
freaking
solo
genius
grants
idea.
times XP.
That's such a good idea. Okay, let me think. By the way, speaking of that, I was thinking like, how cool would it be to like see like, how there are like water roths in the game, right? Or there's all these different, almost like segregated. Gosh, that's probably the wrong term to use, but like there's these separated little groups of NPCs. But like, what if we had an integrated society where there, like what if when you go into a town you see like a goblin walking around and like a water roth walking around? Like, I think that would be cooler. I don't know. especially in
That
Techno
would
City.
be pretty cool.
For sure.
And
And if they
especially-
had some sort of identifiable feature too.
like for example, the Voltec
maybe a
that's wearing a
mustache.
suit. You know what I mean? Like that's a great example.
Dude, yeah, like a tuxedo, dude, with a little thing in his hand, little briefcase.
Yeah.
The percussionist should be winning that one, Uzuru.
Dude, I have so many like.
Forced labor under Techno City.
Oh, dude, if there is forced labor, we need to like make the quest be that you're like freeing these people that like. And Tenoshi, I hope you don't mind being the being the person
The
that you're
enslaved?
the enslaver that we're gonna free the people from.
Oh, the enslaver? Wait, I'm the bad guy now?
That's not good for your.
The Techno
That's not good for
Mafia's
your
the good
brand, dude.
guys?
That's pretty bad for your brand. I'm just joking around.
Bro, how about all the little Tenoshi Faye characters are like being enslaved underneath, and you gotta free us?
Yes. See, but who would be this? Yeah. I love that like
Just
style
make
of
me
quest.
the victim, please.
Yeah. No. I love the style of
Don't
quest.
make me the antagonist, bro.
I know.
How about
Do you guys
know-
see this Rebel Wonder image in the chat, bro?
Oh my
This could be
God.
one of the people walking around the game. The only real slave in the game is Rice's pal.
Someone actually made.
what if
Sorry, go ahead, March.
so the NPC that could be holding the let's say hostages in this situation under their grasp would be the big boss of the city. So you'd have to get through the whole quest line in order to fight the boss. Kind of like how the pyramid's unlocked after you get through the quest line for Rancho, but have that be the same situation for Techno City, where the mafia is trying to take out this let's say corrupt mayor. Let's just go with that for now, so it's a bit more easier to understand. So they want to take out this corrupt mayor who's holding the Tenoshi Faye hostage and doing all this this labor for them. But at the end of the quest line, we actually take out the boss or the corrupt mayor.
I'm only in favor of doing that if the way that we free the Tenoshi Faye is by tricking the owner to give the Tenoshi Faye a sock that is hidden within a book. If anyone gets that reference.
No, I am all on board with that. So
Does
What if
anyone
it's
get
a
that
skateboard
reference?
hidden inside of a book?
Yeah. It's
I wish.
for those of you who don't know,
Harry
I might
Potter,
as well.
Dobby.
Yeah. It's the house elf thing from Harry Potter. Anyway, no, yeah, I love, dude.
Genius.
To me,
What if it was a skateboard hidden inside of a book, though? Would that be like
that, I don't
less
know.
funny?
I don't know what it's gonna be hidden inside of what, but it's got to be something where like you literally trick the owner into like, like okay, like I've given this reference before on like a separate Q&A, but like one of my favorite tropes for like defeating an enemy is like using their own powers against them, like like in It Takes Two,
Yeah.
when you fight the vacuum boss, you like use its own vacuum suction and like put this like
right?
the suction tubes into its own eyes and it like sucks its own brain out. But that type of thing,
Yeah.
or like aka like tricking Malfoy's dad into freeing Dobby. It's the same trope that I like, but the more variety we can have as well would be cool too. Because if there's one challenge with
Yeah.
Pow Vista, and there are many, but one big one is just like I want less sameness, like let's have like more variety. So the more
Yeah.
the more ideas we can have, the better. But yeah, that's all in all, March. That's an excellent idea, having a kind of like an area that is where you need to fight the boss that you unlock through the quest. I really like that.
Yeah, it's something I've been wanting to expand upon a lot more because I'm wanting to increase the number of bosses per area by 1 for every 2 locations. That's just like a personal thing, and then it'd be capped out
Love
at
that.
4 bosses in total. So it'd be like 2 bosses in Icefall, and then 3 bosses in Techno City, and of course the supported areas. And that's where the idea of the ice boss came in for Icefall. Was that would be the second boss, and the one in the Flog Tunnels would be technically boss number 1. So the additional bosses are more like secret bosses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like almost like
I
optional
apologize.
bosses that you can progress through the world without actually taking them on. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Um,
Kind of like
but having
Paladin.
some of them hidden would also be a lot of fun because it benefits the players that tend to explore the world a lot more. That's something I always enjoy whenever I play an RPG of some kind, where you have bosses that you aren't necessarily going to find normally unless you take more time to explore the world in itself.
Should we make it a little bit like, okay, like here's an example of the bounding range, right? So there's like Imbermaw is probably an example of a boss that you can't miss, right? Paladin is an example of a boss
Yeah.
that everyone misses, and it almost sucks how bad that everyone misses it, right? Because it's like the entrance.
I think
It's
that's
so
a very
sick
good
when you find it
example.
out, though.
Because the entrance is like to the down direction in the forest, and it's just like so hard. Like we need to change that to be like the entrance into the Paladin area is like, you know how like forest. Some people don't even realize that you walk into the light of like the forest exit to like get out. Like I can't remember who it was, but they didn't even know. I was watching them play, and like they didn't even know. I think it was like
was probably me.
my wife's younger brother, who's like 13, and like he didn't know to like walk into the light to like or like when entering the forest to walk into the darkness. You know what I'm talking?
Right.
Like we need.
My wife didn't know.
Yeah, that's an example where like we could probably use a little more clarity. You know what I mean? But when it comes to these hidden, quote unquote, hidden bosses, should there at least be some indication that like there's a place you can go, but maybe there's some reason that like you can't get in? So at least people know. A great example is like the pyramid. It's not a good example because you actually can't get in, but it's a great example where like everyone sees it, and they know they want to go inside. You know what I mean? Like, is that a
Yeah, and it requires progression to get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like a beautiful
That's,
building or something that has like, you know, something blocking it is an example of like a good version of this.
Yeah, for sure. For when it comes to like progression-based bosses, that's a perfect example. When it comes to like Paladin, for example, I'd say that with how out of the way it is in a sense for people, that would feel more like a secret boss, and that's a great example of a situation where it's like it's still rewarding for the players that happen to find Paladin. It's and it allows people to connect together to try and help others that don't know where Paladin's at.
True.
Do you agree that it should be a little easier to find Paladin, or no?
I personally like the way it is, but that's simply because I happen to do the whole world progression before I moved on to Rancho.
I totally respect that opinion. I want to kind of get just a community poll here. I know this is a pretty small sample size, but I want to make a little poll in the chat for make it easier to find Paladin, yes or no. So they're saying no, you're saying don't make any changes. And you can clarify in the chat if you guys have specific thoughts on this. But March, I totally agree with you that it is way more rewarding the more counterintuitive it is to find like a cool hidden area. Is that kind of your thinking on? And look, we're very divided as a community on this topic. This is like presidential results right here. Like red and blue are right neck and neck right here. That's crazy. So let's see. I found Paladin before finding the exit to Rancho. Okay, that's cool. Feels like you routed him well. Wow. Okay, well, thank you. That's a surprised accidental W on my part. All right, awesome. Yeah, Techno, do you have any thoughts on all of this?
I mean, personally, I like hidden bosses, or like bosses that are kind of like not required, but you can do it if you want to. It's just like a fun little like, like gimmick, like I like if I have that pal, like, or the shiny pal or whatever. It's like, oh, I went out of my way to like this random boss that's not like tied to something, it's just like, or like even in like Techno City, like imagine there's just like a random pothole that you can go down into, and there's like some sort of boss living down there, and you're just like, oh, it's just kind of, it's not like required, but it's just like funny to do.
That's an excellent. I love that. I love the idea of there being like hidden areas. I think one thing that I want to discuss with you guys real quick is, and this has to do with Paladin as well, but like just kind of like a user flow or a player experience that I think is probably suboptimal right now. But you guys can tell me if you think it's suboptimal or not, because I mean I was looks like some people like how it is with Paladin right now, and where I didn't. So I really want to. In fact, the majority of people agree with March on this topic. So I appreciate that feedback. But just kind of a related thing is like, you know, when you're like bringing a player with you to like an area, like for example, Phil brought the player Seaberry to go fight March in the Paladin area, but then she like couldn't progress because she hadn't like done the little quest yet, so she couldn't get in.
Yeah.
That can be kind of an annoying thing, but it's also kind of like maybe if the quest itself was less annoying, maybe that would be different. And maybe we can talk too about like just the whole idea of having this is another example where like, you have to defeat NPCs to unlock areas. Is that getting annoying now that the numbers are getting larger and larger? We can always make changes to that. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on those systems? Would you make any changes personally?
I would say when it comes to the quest to unlock the castle itself, rather than having to go back and forth for the flowers, maybe you could get told the number of flowers ahead of time. So, like I think it's like 5 pharaohs or something, for example. So,
Yeah.
rather than go back, oh yeah, can I get these as well? Can I get told, oh yeah, I need these, and these? Then it's a bit more of a linear progression rather than backtrack progression.
And what if, like, for example, in that situation, Phil had just like gotten the flowers himself and traded them over to Seaberry? Would that have been do you guys like that idea of kind of like just being able to like trade over the quest items? I mean, I know that this is going to be probably contentious, but what do you guys think?
I mean, I personally don't mind because people have like traded me quest items after I finish the quest, and it's like, thank you.
Thanks for junk.
But I also, I mean, I like to keep some items. Like I have a pharaohs in my bank, for example, because it's a bit more of like a treasure item than anything. Some people like to have accounts where they keep every single available quest item that they can have. I know that I have a friend that plays a lot of old school RuneScape, and she keeps all her keys and notes from quest lines, even if they no longer have a use. So it's something that someone might want to just be able to trade over for fun. Like I think your son had traded me the pharaohs
Yeah.
one day when he was giving me a ton of stuff, and I was like, no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it in the front of my bank because it's a very nice flower in the first place. Like I love the design of it. So it's just one of those things where if it's tradable, then yeah, you can help support a player through the quest, and I'm all for that personally. I personally wouldn't want the help. Like, if someone were to trade me quest items for a quest I haven't done yet, I would actually want to get those myself. But that's because of how I am as a player. If you're wanting quick progression to get somewhere very quickly, then I would say, yeah, let's keep them tradable. I'd say the only times where we're not going to have tradable would be the major quest line that's going to span across the entire game. Especially given the fact that a lot of that quest line is based around the linear progression that players will go through.
I agree. I hear my nephew crying in the background. Go ahead, Techno.
He's actually just talking. It's funny. He's entering into this talk phase where just
Yeah, for those
it's like
of
I'm
you
trying to mimic you, mother and father.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not like leaking personal information, but yeah, I think maybe it's public knowledge that
No, Elijah is canon. Elijah is canon. He's even in the intro theme song.
Perfect. So yeah, Phil has like a new baby called Elijah. His name's Elijah, and he's like 3 months old. But okay, yeah, Techno, did you have any thoughts on this?
I think it's fine if they're tradable. I mean, it's kind of like, unless like quests said straight up like actual rewards tied to them that was like big amounts of XP drops or something, then maybe not. But where it's just kind of like area locking or unlocking places to go, I think it's fine. I think it'd be cool to have like an NPC though, similar to like the wise old man. That it's just like I can talk to him and he's like, yeah, you don't need this junk, and then he gets rid of like, no.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to get rid of the items, like you were stating before, Steven. Rather than have a pit, just talk to an NPC.
Good idea.
But that'd be specifically quest items. I think it'd still be cool if there was kind of like still like the little some sort of disintegrating thing. If I just want to get rid of like random stuff, like if I've got like I don't know, non-quest related items like fur logs or something, or clay bricks that I don't want, I would rather.
It would also be cool if you could just sell literally any item, maybe not shinies, just to protect that. But it would be cool if you could sell literally any item to the general store, like even ash for like 1 coin or something. Or maybe they don't even buy it for 1 coin. Maybe they like straight up say, this is worthless, but I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
But it would also be hilarious to have a landfill where literally dropping items, just like a little garbage gremlin like takes it away, and then later in the game you come across the landfill. This is the place where every item is, and maybe not. It's not even a real like maybe the items don't actually go there, but it's just like canon that like all the trash is like in this one place, and you find out it's just straight up a floating garbage island in the middle of the ocean of the Pow Vista world.
Hey,
and you could skate around it.
Well, let's say if instead of a Pacific garbage patch, what if it was like just to go full circle here, what if it's like the Star Wars, trash compactor scene?
Yes.
And then there's a mini game within it, where you have to like get out or like use items.
You have to find the correct item and hold it up.
See, we can make a reference to like the Family Guy version of the Star Wars episodes too.
They're getting the couch.
Trying to get the couch out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, dude. Yeah, that's an awesome idea. There's also so many other ways too that we can make it so that players are incentivized to like basically get rid of items, but for prestige. So like, I was thinking like, why don't we have like a trash pile in your like player base that you can just like throw, like if you want to flex, you can like just make your trash pile full of like shiny items. But then I was like, why don't we just? But that's basically the same thing as like putting your like skateboard on the wall or your hoodie on the wall.
Right.
Where you're basically spending that item to have like a cool decoration. But then there's also the element of like being able to take it back off the wall, which kind of eliminates that whole thing. But then again, it's kind of like buying a gold necklace and wearing it. It's like, are you gonna sell it again? Well, you could sell it again, but like, would you? I don't know. I don't know. It's just an idea. But yeah, these are great ideas. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Man, kind of went blank there. But does anyone have any other ideas related to this? Or are we ready to move on?
I think one thing we could do as well, because if you recall a while ago, we were talking about like the island reputation system that would allow you to get certain benefits. What if turning in old quest items to NPCs, let's say for the first time, grants you a little bit of island rep, like you're cleaning up the area, in a sense.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea too. Yeah, I like that. And once again, for those rewards for like island reputation, we're thinking like things like being able to buy items from shops in bank card form, right? And things like, or like maybe getting slightly better prices on selling your items.
Yeah, slightly better prices, even buying items. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use the potato seed as an example for this. You were to buy it for 5 gold and sell potatoes for 10 gold, then you could buy the seeds for a little less and then sell the potatoes for a little more, or even just buy the seeds for less. Again, that's just an example because of the system's initial idea. And I think at the max level, the idea was to have a shiny variant of the like island hoodies, for example. So, like the closed on Sunday hoodie in the shop, you have the beach hoodie, the rancho hoodie. Have those have shiny variants at max island reputation.
I like that because it's kind of a form of a like a cosmetic that you get for kind of like side content or like optional content, and then you get benefits along with that. Like maybe that shiny hoodie like allows you like a free teleport into that area or something is one idea.
Ooh,
And maybe
yeah,
it has
that
a
is-
cooldown on
that
it
is
or
a pretty
something.
good, yeah.
Um,
I know that people were asking about like shiny variants of those hoodies as well, if not just like a shiny physical hoodie. So that's where the initial idea for the shiny hoodie, like for the COS one, came in. But if we have like a shiny variant for every single island or not island location, then it would be a fun little tie to the player for putting in that time sink and possibly gold sink as well of increasing their reputation within each location.
Great idea. Okay, so I want to ask you guys kind of a loaded question here. Does anyone know what Pop Mart and Labubu is? Does anyone here have any experience with that? I mean, I have a wife and daughters and kids, so it's just like all the rage right now. This thing called Labubus. Have you guys heard of these things?
I have heard of them. I personally
Yes.
hate the look of the Labubu stuff. just
Well, you
it's
might
just
not
a
like my
personal
idea.
preference, but yeah,
It's basically gotcha in real life.
I mean, if I get to murder them in game, I'm cool with it.
Okay, so hear me out on this. Okay, so you can get a little Labubu in game. No, no, I don't know. But just the mechanic of like, because I was thinking about like how like everyone literally hates the chicken mechanic right now. I mean, tell me if you guys like it or not. I mean, I'm gonna make another poll. So chicken mechanic, where you hatch chickens and get stuff, aka OG chicken madness. Okay, I'm not being clear here with my poll, but basically, upvote if you like the current system. Where look, I'm getting spammed by Labubus. But go over the crazy like psychedelic Labubu to my poll, and vote yes. Vote upvote if you like the current progress that it takes to get an OG chicken hoodie, and downvote if you hate it. Okay, let's see. Who do we have? Who's the single upvote? Phil Tenoshi? Go ahead.
What do you mean? Yes, that it's a good amount of madness, right?
Yes, if you like this mechanic.
Yeah. Why would we want to? Yes. Yeah.
There was not a good amount of madness for me.
I haven't. Yeah. No. I have a freaking. Oh, that's a day one hoodie. Okay. Wait. What's the rarity right now? 1 in 1,000.
It's
For
not
an
only
OG
1 in
chicken,
1,000. It's
yeah.
much
Yeah.
worse.
That's fine.
No, it's
What
much
is it?
worse. Because to get the hoodie, it's a 1 in 10 chance, and then like you might end the line of your OG chicken, and your OG chicken might become infertile, aka it doesn't give you an egg anymore. It
Yeah.
gave you a board instead of the hoodie that you wanted. Do you kind of understand that mechanic? The way have you tried to get an OG chicken hoodie?
Yeah. No, but I've hatched many eggs. I'll hatch some of my eggs right now to see.
It took me nearly 3,000. Just to
Took
get the
3,000.
OG
Wait,
chicken.
so what would be the accurate? I missed it. What would be the accurate chicken egg?
So
percentage
technically
chance?
on raid is
So-
like 10,000.
Yeah.
because it's a 1 in
But that's
1,000.
That's
only
crazy.
counting. That's only counting standard chickens for my hatches.
Okay, it's actually
I
not
I mean,
that bad.
that's okay.
It's actually not 1 in
Yeah.
10,000 because which by the way, that's 100 times rarer than a shiny Pow. But I guess chicken eggs are easier to get, and then there's also the element where it gives you
Way
another egg
easier.
back, so that like lowers the on rate.
It's funny because
number.
it's literally like the slot machine esque thing where like the slot machine will give you a few more coins back, so you can keep on like playing.
Let's go gambling.
Yeah. I mean, if
It
you
has
think
like
about
that
it,
mechanic, which is good. Which is good, by the way.
I mean, if you think about it, all of life is basically.
And what
a
are you
giant
gambling
gotcha
away?
game.
Your time?
Okay, but what I was
Oh,
saying,
that's the
Gotcha
OG
rather
hoodie.
than-
Oh, OG chicken hoodie. Wow. Okay.
so
I forgot each one comes with a board or a hoodie. Okay, so you have to get that twice. Oh man.
yeah, you don't always have to get it twice.
You know,
'cause
I like having rare items. I like having rare items in the game. That's just who I am.
basically every time you hatch a OG chicken hoodie, like the most likely thing you're gonna get is another OG chicken egg, but then there's a 1 in 5 chance. Wait, I don't even know if this is accurate. Is it 1 in 5 or 1 in 10? But 1 in 5 chance to
It's
get
1 in
a
5.
yeah, okay, 1 in 5 you get a skateboard, an OG skateboard, OG chicken skateboard, and then there's a 1 in 10 chance you get an OG hoodie, OG chicken hoodie. Sorry.
And a 3 in 5 chance.
The problem is, I mean, not only is this thing so complicated, I can't even describe it to you without stumbling over my words. But on top of that, you get an OG chicken skateboard, and it makes you extremely angry because you've just lost your chance at getting the OG chicken hoodie.
6 of those darn
Wait, but-
skateboards.
But you can only hatch those with eggs, so you're bound to only get one. So you have to get 2. You
At
have to get at
minimum.
least 2 chickens.
That's a
right?
good point. That is a good
At
point.
minimum, yeah.
You have to get at least.
That's kind of crazy.
You have to get.
So March, how many eggs did you hatch? 30,000.
About 3,000 standard chicken eggs, and it took me a little less than 20 OG chicken eggs for the hoodie.
Wow.
How many times did you
That's
have to go
crazy.
get a new OG chicken egg?
At least 7 times.
Yeah. Oh, so you were actually luckier than what would be like on rate, which would be needing to get 10 of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless I'm misunderstanding.
Someone did give me an egg at one point, and that hatched into a board, if I recall. So
Yeah, but March, wouldn't you feel like kind of like cheated if we lowered the the statistics?
not at all. So
Really?
I was the advocate for stackable moon clovers.
For stackable what?
Moon
Moon
clovers,
clovers.
which is what you use to get
Oh,
chicken eggs.
yes. And
I
did you
was-
do all this before or after the moon clovers?
Before, I didn't want
No.
anyone else to go
March.
through the same pain as I did.
Yeah,
I
you're like a
advocated.
victim advocating for like a change in law.
Bro,
Wow.
Bro, that's like 15,000
That's-
moon clovers. Well, not technically because you do get egg refunds, but you know, it's a lot of moon clovers that you, a lot
It's
of
a
trips.
lot of moon clovers.
Yeah.
So that
Bro,
made
you
it
did
better.
this before that.
But my question is,
Yeah.
what if we like just improve this system to be like when I'm at the mall with my kids getting stuff from Pop Mart, aka the little boo boo boxes, I
Yeah.
see everyone has a smile on their face and they're happy. But then when I look at the people trying to get the OG chicken hoodie, I just see pain and misery and suffering in our Discord. And yes, do we already have people who have suffered through and made it through the crucible? Yes, but I wonder, like, is there just some way we can improve it without? We don't necessarily have to make it like less rare, but can we just make the system more fun? Just because it seems to be something that people dread versus they're excited about. But what do you guys think?
Yeah. Man, I think one step maybe in the right direction is just having a standard Powdex, a rare Powdex, a shiny Powdex, like kind of blocking them up so that when you finish the standard Powdex and you have all the standard Pows, that none of them require you to literally torture yourself, you still feel that dopamine hit of accomplishment.
The torture Powdex.
The torture Powdex section, like self-hatred, like.
Oh my goodness.
Why would you do this
Oh,
section?
man.
And
Yeah.
literally just said, "Why would you do this?" And that is the OG chicken set. That's it.
Why would you do this?
The other thing we could do is, I mean, this
Man.
kind of, I don't know if this would ruin the mechanic, but you guys tell me, is like, kind of like how shiny hatches right now have a 50-50 chance of a board or a hoodie. If we just made chicken hatches the same way, where it's like 50-50 chance of a board or a hoodie, that might be better than the situation where we have the thing where you get like another egg and another chance, and then you have to go do all the hatching again. And then even then, it's like basically a 2-to-1 chance that you'll get the board instead of the hoodie. What if instead it was more of like a 50-50? Would that improve things?
I mean,
It would obviously make it
how
less
would you
rare.
be able to? How would you be able to get eggs at that point then?
Yeah.
Would you just like gather eggs from Henrietta, and then Henrietta has a chance to give you the eggs directly, or would you still have to hatch them from the chickens?
That's a great question. We could still kind of like add the eggs as part of it, I guess. But then, like, assuming you got no egg drops, you know, like no special egg drops, then it becomes like the 50-50 chance, I guess, would be the idea.
What if, okay, humor me here. Like, what if we had, like, you know how it's right now a 3 in 5 chance for the egg? What if there was
Go on.
one of those, like, there's a 1 in 5 chance in addition to the hoodie and the skateboard for it to come out as a level 5 PAL, like it's overdue, and it comes out with the skateboard and the hoodie.
I would
Would that be
feel like-
weird?
I feel like it would take away too much from that.
Yeah.
I kind of like Dio's or half of his idea. I think all the other like variants should stay the same, but maybe the OG variant, since it's a 1 in 1,000 to even get that egg, maybe that's just the board or hoodie, 50-50. But
Yeah.
everything else would still have the same odds of you could get the egg, the different eggs, the board, the hoodie.
That's
To
an
keep the
interesting
chain
idea.
going.
The OG chicken was the shiny chicken that everyone's been joking about this whole time.
That's interesting. Yeah. Did you just say shiny OG chicken?
No, so every so often when I'm in a call, if Micah joins, I will hear shiny chicken at least 3 times. The OG chicken can be that shiny chicken. That way I already have it.
Yeah. Yeah, we could I mean, just on a separate note, it would be cool if there were like other forms. Like, for example, like maybe it has like a special OG sparkle or something to give it more of a cosmetic boost. And I mean, one thing we do have right now is that every shiny object or shiny thing in the game has like the word shiny as part of it. So I don't know if we should just not have an OG and only have a shiny OG, or just like accept that the OG chicken is a shiny chicken.
Just without the word shiny attached to it.
Yeah, like, should we like put shiny in parentheses at the end, or just like know that it's shiny? This is quite the rabbit hole we're in right now, talking about this, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring it up to see if you guys had any alternative ideas. I mean, I like Dio's idea a lot. The only downside, I think, is just the slap in the face to anyone who did it the hard way, basically, of like now it's easy. I wish there was a way to like make it just as hard, but like at least make the progress just as fun. Or sorry, make it just as hard, but make the progress actually fun.
Right. Yeah.
Have a mini game where you can actually like gather eggs and get the
Yeah,
amount of
that's a great
eggs and
example.
play cards.
Yeah, like have the game loop be a little bit funner than like, getting moon clovers when you're broke, and then when you have the eggs, just like skating around until they hatch. You know, like even if we had those, you know, those skate tracks that go around each city, where you like try to get like a better time than somebody else skating around the city in a loop. Even that might add to the experience a little bit better. Just having something more, more fun, less torturous as the game loop.
Yeah.
If anyone's got any bright ideas, always feel free to. In fact, if you guys could even just like run a background process in your brain this week and think if you have any ideas for changing that. All ideas are appreciated.
I think a big part of the pain point is that it's attached to the hatch mechanic. Like when I think of gotchas, I mean I've played some gotchas in the past. It's just the fact, the satisfaction, you know, it just being able to rip, you know, you rip that box and you pull, you know, what you want. And it's just such a quick thing. It's like I spend the money, you know, like with the Labubu. I spend the money, I open the box, and it's like I either get what I want or I don't. There's no like
You don't have to hike
I don't have
3
to
miles.
spend. I don't have 3 miles to go through the mountains just to be able to pop my little egg open to see if I got what I want every single time. I think that's like kind of the, at least for me, the big pain point.
I agree. So, okay. I know this is a, I mean, we don't have to do this if it doesn't make sense. But one idea is that every chicken hatches with a box instead of like hatching with a random item. So like that, and I know this still means that you have to like hatch the eggs, but like at least you have the box. And that box itself could be like an interesting thing that you can sell to other players or just keep. So like imagine instead of like getting a, opening the PAL's inventory and finding the random item, you just get like a box or a pack or something that hides the item. And then you open that item. That's like the satisfying ripping open the, you know, to see what you got. The downside to this obviously is that you still have to like hatch things to get the boxes. But what you're saying is basically like it is kind of like a drag to have to do a lot of skating around to like hatch each egg to see what you got, right? What if
like the whole it's just such a quick thing with gotchas.
It kind of makes me think of the idea you had a while ago, Steven, where you have an incubator and you just, or not an incubator, you can just sacrifice the egg and get the item out of the egg unless it's a shiny. Then you get the shiny PAL and everything. Where you just take it to Skelefriend, put it in, and let's say it's some gold or some PAL bucks in order to instantly hatch the egg. That way you can just get the boxes out of the chickens, you know. It would definitely speed things up a lot more and provide at least a bit more fast process to those that would rather spend money in a sense to get the items faster.
That's
because
kind of.
I know you're.
Yeah, you're right. Wait, go on.
Yeah, you're. From what I have seen so far, you're wanting to have a bit more of a gold sink with the game as well. Like looking at the taco boxes with how expensive they are, that's a gold sink for you to empty out some of the players' banks from all the gold they have, since there's little to no use for a lot of later game things right now. So it incentivized that as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, if there were some way that kind of made sense, I mean, there's so, but like if at the end of the day it was basically you spend gold to basically be able to instantly hatch your eggs, I love that idea. I mean, that's a great idea.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, I don't know how we're going to make that like make more sense. There's tons of ways you could do it. You could have like a, you know, some kind of like some guy who says, hey, I have an almost hatched egg. I'll trade you for your, you know, barely hatched egg for, you know, X amount of gold. You could have like an incubator electric tool thing that somehow requires some resource that costs gold to power it up.
Yeah.
Things like this. You mentioned the sacrifice egg thing, which is another idea too, but that still requires like going all the way up to the thing. But I guess you could have a Skelefriend teleport. But yeah, anything to like kind of make the opening process a lot more fast would be super cool. Especially if it costs gold, because that's kind of something that, you know, at least before the taco update, we all had a lot of gold. So,
Yeah.
Does anyone
We'll
have
still
any?
have a lot of gold.
Yeah, just to not beat this OG chicken into the ground here too much, we can slightly switch topics to how do you guys feel about the taco mechanic right now? Are the boxes too expensive? Do you think it's fine as it is? Do you wish there was a video game, a mini game attached to it? I'm gonna put in the chat taco boxes. Are you pro or anti? And upvote pro, downvote anti. Wait,
I mean, I like them. They just they definitely
I love
cost
that you
a
can
lot.
sell back the items for like a good amount of gold. Techno told me about it after I saw him like fully decked out in shiny stuff 15 minutes after the release. And I was like, how the actual frick did you just do that? And he was like, bro, you can sell them back for gold. And I was like, yes. It's just like the doors open, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Is there anything you guys
You
would
gotta hit at
change?
least. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Techno.
I was just saying, if you have a full inventory, it's like you have to hit at least 9. If you hit at least 9 hoodies, you made your money back. So it's kind of like, it's like a little gambling game to play.
Yeah.
Am I gonna make profit or lose it all?
But just like any gambling, the house always wins.
Oh, that's another leaderboard thing. I would love to see people's gold stacks. I don't know if people would be into that or not.
That's
Maybe you have
interesting.
to register.
Dude, 'cause
to
imagine
share your
if
gold
that was
stacks,
in real
but I
life.
would love to see the max.
Like, imagine if real
It
life,
kinda
if anyone
already
could
is,
see,
like,
like,
corporation.
like imagine if you knew who was the richest out of all your friends, and you could just say, "Hey, you're buying this because you're the top of the leaderboard." I mean,
so
is that a
dystopian
positive
stuff
or a
right there.
negative thing? You know what I mean? I think it might be.
That's a negative.
It's almost like looking into someone's like personal, like like pocket watching, basically.
What if there was some sort of bank tab, special bank tab, where you're allowed to put in 3 slots of things, like 3 different slots, just to show off your bank, like next to your profile,
Oh, like a showcase option.
Like a showcase, exactly. Yeah, because there's that thing in Pokemon trading card game where you get to like put 3 of your favorite cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Like showcase is exactly what I'm thinking of.
Even on Steam accounts, for example, you can have a showcase of different games. So like, if I pull up mine, I think I have like Dark Souls 1 and 3, and then let me confirm for sure. So you have like featured games, you have an achievement showcase. So for my featured games, I have like Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 3, Armored Core 6, and Trepping 2. And then I have different achievements that I've gotten that I like to show off. But that's an example of like a good showcase system. You can have something like that for accounts via the leaderboard. So like you're saying, if we have it in 3 certain slots, let's say within the bank, if we have like a showcase tab, then we can show off those items that we put in there.
Great idea. We could even move that as something within your player base, instead of having it be something within the bank.
Yeah.
It could be like kind of like, because it's kind of an intuitive thing. I mean, maybe this might be just me, but that kind of like my bank is like something for my eyes only. You know what I mean? Unless I like post a video of it. That like people aren't like looking in my bank and like saying, "Hey, I see you got like a little stat. What are you planning over there?" So like if there was literally a bank leaderboard, it would be like, "Hey, why is Techno like storing up all those cores? Like what's he doing over there?" but maybe if there was like some kind of like display stand or something in your house where you can like put a pile of money in, or put your giant stack of like burnt tentacles on there or something, and then maybe if that stuff showed up on the leaderboard, since it's like assumed that it's kind of like a public thing. What are your thoughts on that?
I like that idea as well. Yeah, there's different ways that we can have a showcase section, but I think having it in a player base is the best option. Especially since like if we have the data also shared to the leaderboard, so you can see it both online and offline, it'd be really fun to do.
That's cool. All right, well, guys, I got one more thing I want to talk about before we end the stream here. One more discussion topic, and it's related to PoW Paint. I don't think we got to discuss Pow Paint enough because it's man, there's so much with Pow Paint that I want to ask everybody. Like for example, in the chat, if you guys want to give suggestions for Pow Paint, just know you can do it there. You could also put it in the main suggestions tab. But I was thinking more like I wanted to discuss the idea of like painting stuff, kind of like in a spray paint graffiti style fashion in the game. And how much would you guys be comfortable with opening that up? Because just like any graffiti, you're going to get crazy people writing crazy things in the game on the walls, if you know what I mean. And we would need like a system for like monitoring that and like getting, like if someone like writes like, something that's you just don't want in the game, but like there would also be opportunity for creativity, like, if someone wants to custom paint their stuff actually within the game. So I'm not talking about like on Pow Paint. I'm talking about like imagine a world where like every skater can somehow acquire like every single player can acquire spray cans, and they can go up and pixel paint just like in Pow Paint on stuff, on their own stuff, on other people, if they like agree.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Like, hey, can I spray paint the back of your hoodie or something like that? Or like, hey, I want to spray paint the side of OG shop, and maybe like you have to get a license from the owner or something.
What's the TTP on that though?
I was thinking time to production. Yeah, so the TTP is basically 0 for that, and for those of you who don't know what that means, it means time until private part is
inappropriate
being drawn
time until inappropriate thing is drawn. Yeah,
is being drawn on the wall. It's basically 0. That's the thing. But maybe we can have a world where anyone can just overwrite that and be like, hey, we don't want that here, or maybe you use the water skill to like spray down the graffiti off the wall, like Mario Sunshine with the the water gun or something.
Right.
Or maybe maybe we require you to have like a membership or something to do that. So like maybe anyone would do that if it was free to paint on stuff, but maybe like you need a special like Pow Paint premium or something to like be able to paint stuff in the world, and then like someone's not gonna like waste their $10. Yeah, and you like get banned as like an artist, and like you lose your $10 subscription basically.
Dude, that's so sick, because there could be, I mean, that's such a big part of skate culture is like vandalism, and like people could like vandalize
and if it's all in good fun and it's not like literal, I don't know how graphic I want to be here on this stream, but you can imagine like the worst possible things people would draw if it was literally just open to the world, right?
Right,
for sure. Yeah.
But like there's other situations in games where there's like that Reddit thing where people can draw stuff on the thing.
r/place.
Yeah, there's that. There's Minecraft itself is kind of a giant pixel art game, if you think of it.
Yeah.
Anyone can make any shape, but like when you go into a server, do people immediately surround you with things that give you nightmares?
You clearly have not heard of build battles before, but
okay, I clearly haven't, but so that's why I wanted to open it up to the panel, and it looks like Techno might have fallen asleep, and that's okay. We miss you, Techno. I'll be in chat, but I need to head out. My bad.
Well,
my bad. No, I appreciate Techno making it here, by the way. I see his message in chat now. I didn't see that. But yeah, I want thoughts from the panel and from the chat as well on what you guys think about a world where, similar to Pow Paint, and if you don't know what Pow Paint is, go to powpaint.powvista.com. But like similar to Pow Paint, literally, you can go around and like just paint stuff in the world, spray paint on anything. Maybe it has like a cooldown timer where it wears away. Maybe that's a day, maybe that's a minute. I'm not sure. I'm kind of workshopping this stuff.
Oh,
what do you guys
imagine
think?
This. Okay, I think the cooldown timer is genius. I would say, what if it lasts until a player? What if maximum a week, but players can come with like a washcloth and a bucket or whatever and like clean it off, and then you have to pay 100, or let's come up with a price for a can of spray paint, and for each can of spray paint you can cover one tile basically. Does that make sense? Or maybe a few tiles, but
it
that
could be
way
like 100 tiles.
Someone,
or 100 pixels.
it could be like 100 tiles. or 100 pixels.
I'm thinking
yeah.
pixels. I'm thinking of like the pixel type. I
Right.
was thinking at a much smaller resolution.
Yeah, I was thinking it like opens up like a UI that you like start painting, and then you could literally like the techno gang, for example, or mafia could like have their symbol that people will pay pow bucks, 100 pow bucks per can of spray paint to like spray their like logo, and they'll like tag around, and then the gang wars truly start from there.
I think another thing we could do too is like you can have people view the artwork.
Yeah.
And then from there, if it's inappropriate at all, they can view the artwork and report it. So then
Yeah.
it gets flagged, and then we
easy,
can take
yeah.
action from there.
And then that person can never buy a spray can again.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
if
called
you
a
think about
spray
it,
can,
Phil,
right? Why does that sound wrong in my head?
if you think about it, Phil, I mean, we have a version, because you were talking about TTP. I mean, technically anyone can type
Yeah.
8 equals D into chat anytime and
Yeah.
do that exact thing that you're referring to. But they don't
Yeah.
because they don't want to get, like muted or banned or whatever.
Yeah.
Which we don't even have a great policy for that right now. I don't think we have the ability to mute. We can only like ban. And we basically just ban if it's like, something racist essentially.
Slur, yeah.
But like, okay, you mentioned PowBucks paying for the thing. Do you think that's a good idea, or should it be like you pay PowBucks for like some kind of like I think the most ideal version, if we want to like keep it to where people aren't like putting things that are like horrible on walls and stuff, would be a subscription, just because then like your subscription is on the line. But like it could cost PowBucks, right? It could be like a PowBucks subscription or something.
So do you have literally infinite? You can just color the entire map,
Oh, that's a good
or
question
are there
too.
dedicated locations?
Maybe there's like
Can
I
you
feel like
tag over
maybe you get
other
a pack.
people
You get like a pack of spray paint, and it's like more than enough. But then at some point you run out.
per month? Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like also having dedicated spots would be a good option
Pretty smart.
too, because
Yeah.
it's rather than like the most out of place area in the game, someone's drawing something inappropriate and then no one would be able to catch it.
Right.
We could have a
having
Discord
dedicated
bot.
areas-
We could have a Discord bot on our end, on the dev end, that just sends us a new message every time someone draws something and literally shows us an image of it. And that might be an easy
yeah,
way
that's true.
to just quickly, find the the inappropriate things.
Yeah.
And if it's a
Yeah.
paid thing, it's not going to be like there's going to be thousands of these things.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
if it's not a paid thing, then we could also make it really cheap, where like you just have to hatch a few pals to like get this thing. If it were like a subscription or some kind of version of that. But dude, the doing gang wars like with graffiti sounds super
So
cool
sick.
to me.
Yeah. And I feel like having them in dedicated areas would be perfect for that, because then you can actually, like, if you were to go up to, let's say, a cork board, for example, just first thing that's coming to my mind, actually painting over the previous gang's symbol with your own, so then it's truly making it a gang war, rather than just like right next to it, would increase the immersion pretty much. Because when you look at people that tag in real life, like they'll cover other artworks, and it'll be a back and forth.
I'm just imagining that on the Tory Village Bridge, like that giant bridge that's concrete.
Dude, like you're hanging
I'm imagining
down?
people like tacking over.
You're
Yeah.
hanging off the edge.
You see an NPC hanging there with a paint roller, just like, I can't clean this. It just never stops.
Imagine someone like bombs the and by that I mean like spray paints the taco truck, like all over the taco truck.
Bombs the taco truck.
But one thing I think that is kind of like the upside of, like, for me personally, if I was just to make it a choice to like magically add this feature in, I'd prefer for it to be basically anywhere that you can tag, because just because that's kind of like how real life is. Like, you don't see like, maybe there can be areas that get cleaned up or something by like NPCs faster or something. Like if it's like, the power plant or something, like maybe there's like power plant staff coming out and like cleaning it up, and then you can fight them too.
That's what the scientists are
Dude,
there
that'd
for.
be so funny, bro. That'd be so funny if like spray painting in like mob areas.
Imagine
they
it's like the
a
thieving
special
skill.
like janitor, like a special janitor mob can only be found if you tag there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's an
That'd
interesting
be
idea.
crazy.
Yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, I was gonna say like March. I think we can still get your benefit that you were mentioning of like people wanting to write over people's stuff as just an emergent thing that happens. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna
Yeah.
like you're always gonna.
No,
That's just what human nature is. Like that's why it happens in the real world, right? It's like screw you. I want my gang to have this turf type
yeah. The
thing.
big thought is just like, if I were going around the world, I would want to be able to see a lot of the artwork. Because if it's in dedicated areas, I can go out of my way to go check out those areas. Rather than if it's all over the game world, it's like, at what point am I not going to be able to find something that someone made, and then it's just gone, but
That's
having
fair.
it in dedicated areas would allow people to have that opportunity. So let's say like someone's still in Tori and someone paints something in Icefall and they want to go to Icefall from Tori, but they don't have the time to grind out the mobs and everything to get through. Having it in a dedicated location rather than just like the tiniest corner in the far side of the world would be a lot more immersive for someone like me. I think even having like a quote unquote some of the best ones in a museum of some sort to showcase artwork that was once played would also be a really fun thing to do. Like if we were to set up a Discord bot, we could have it first send to like a staff location, and then staff can then approve it, and then it forwards to.
Oh, that's smart.
like,
You
Great
have
idea.
approval.
Yeah, and that way it'll
Like-
send over to a public channel for everyone to look at in Discord.
Genius.
Sick idea. And then it
Yeah,
can also be anonymous.
Yeah, and like,
Mhm.
yeah,
but like once we've approved it, of course, as the staff. But like it would kind of be like, hey, who did this? But it's like it's almost a notification of like new graffiti, and it's like a screenshot of where to find it.
Yeah,
Based on like you can tell where it is.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's smart,
Something
dude.
like that would be so much fun too. Just having dedicated locations and then having the ability to showcase it permanently, either via Discord or through an in-game location, would be very nice.
I also just wanted to mention, Steven, the idea of the per pixel, I think, is the winning idea. And in my head, it just
Sure.
makes so much sense that you have like, maybe you could just have the spray can just have all colors, but I'm thinking in my head right now, somebody goes out and they purchase a pack that has like red, blue, green, and then maybe there's like more expensive colors out like there, like a glowing rice suit.
That's good, dude.
That's so funny.
Constantly
Uh,
puts that up over by Cable Gas.
That's hilarious.
and we could make quests
Oh,
where you
it's
have
so
to go
good.
spray paint this crap on the wall, and like
Dude, yeah. And
Like-
then there could be in that quest, you also have to clean off other people's stuff if you add the cleaning mechanic, where it's like you're working on both sides.
we could
Or maybe
also
you choose whether to graffiti over or clean up.
part of it too could be like based on like by the way, Phil, what you say about the like the colors being tied to the spray cans, I really appreciate that. That is a good idea. Like I also think that having some kind of UI where you can easily switch between colors that are like in your inventory if you
Yeah.
have different spray cans, or like maybe you have a whole pack of
Genius.
spray cans or whatever. But yeah, I like the
Yeah.
idea of a mechanic where you run out, because that's just like a natural thing that
Yeah.
happens in the real world, like I would
And it makes
imagine.
you really care about like every pixel that you're
Yeah.
using, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's
No.
like an imposed cost on like, what you're choosing to do.
Yeah.
And then like what if there was even some way to have like templates or decals where you almost like a stencil in a way, or a way to like save a shape. For example, if you wanted to like save the get wrecked techno pixels, and like how many, and maybe there's like a little thing that says this costs this many, this much of the spray can to do,
Right.
and you just press it in one thing and you just spray over the whole thing, and that way you don't have to like spend 45 minutes
So much
making
time.
a masterpiece
Yeah.
every single time, but maybe you spend 45 minutes and now you've got like a masterpiece you can do every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
I
still
like the
costs a spray
idea
paint.
of I like the idea of there being able to be like maybe even you create your own cutouts, or there's other cutouts where you can place it over the thing and then start spraying your thing over it. You know what I mean? The
That's
Oh,
cutout.
pretty
like
cool.
stencils.
Yeah, stencils. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then Dio is saying, I would like a basic gang spray. Man, which we're running out of time here, but I did want to talk to you guys about gangs. How like I really like how Discord does the clan tag thing. What's it called in Discord where you like choose the 3 letters that are next to your name? I want to basically copy that system for Pow Vista where you can opt in to join, where anyone can make one. Maybe it costs like some easy amount of POW bucks for someone to like start a gang, and then anyone can join it, kind of like how Discord works with the clan tag. Is that what they're called, clan tags?
What do you think is a fair price for that?
I think
Like
so.
you're saying low price. Does that mean like 100 or does it mean like 1,000?
Well, what if it's like so what if we use Discord as an example? So Discord, it costs like an extra boost, I think. So it's like $3.50. Well, actually, I don't know how much it costs on Discord, but I know I pay it, but I'm not sure how much it costs. But what if it was like
Boost is like pretty expensive.
what if it was like 500 POW bucks a month to like keep a clan going, and then if you don't pay it, it just gets
Oh,
deactivated.
and you have to keep it going?
Well, like otherwise you just get like inactive clans, and then like
Right.
and like 500 POW bucks
Yeah.
a month. How like maybe you could like preload it as much as you want, load it up
Yeah.
for
I
the
feel
next
like
10 years.
If you were to have that kind of mechanic, not disband the gang right away, or even
Sure.
disband at all, but make it inactive.
Yeah.
So let's say you have like the player hideout and you have a gang hideout. The gang hideout would be unavailable until an owner or even like
Or
an
any member.
administrator of the gang.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd
any
be
member,
genius
too.
to make it so that
Um,
if you have a gang, you get a gang hideout.
And
Yeah,
anyone
and
can
then-
contribute
That's
to the
genius.
500 POW bucks,
Dude, yeah. Make
Yeah.
it so that like every month or like there's just a sort of like a hopper that's spitting out 500 every month. Like anyone can load it up. That's genius.
And we can even
And
see the
if it runs
leaderboard of who
out-
spent the most in the clan.
Dude, yeah, and you can't withdraw. There's no withdrawing because
Yeah.
then some random person would withdraw.
Yeah, if you withdraw, my
Like,
family
dude,
goes
take
hungry.
2,000
the
POW
money
bucks.
back.
Tweet.
But hold
well,
on.
I think
Oh, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to get my thought out here on the clan thing. That like the idea is that you'd have benefits, like for example, being able to have a clan stencil that Dio's talking about. here, where it's like,
Yes,
like
dude,
your clan,
genius.
you get to use like have like a template that anyone in your clan can use. But okay, go ahead, March.
Yeah.
I think like making it inactive so then someone can bring it back would be probably the best choice of action there.
100%.
Yeah, and whoever
if-
whoever brings it back is the new clan leader, and they get to make the stencil and stuff like that.
I mean, yeah,
So,
that's an option too. I
that's
was just
genius,
picturing
bro.
like someone can just bring it back because they want to have that legacy live on again.
Yeah.
So it's a way to incentivize players to invest, and if someone eventually quits, then someone else can at least still bring it back, rather than the whole gang's gone, everything that you once had is just missing and no longer available.
Yeah.
I totally
So
agree.
maybe you can even make it to where the stencils won't work until the gang is active again.
Yeah,
I love that so much, dude. This is making me so excited, bro.
I mean, I love this
Having the
idea.
hideouts is genius.
Guys, I got even more we could talk about. Sadly, I have to go right now because I have plans today to celebrate the Labor Day with my family and some friends. I hope you guys all
Yeah.
have a great Labor Day too, and thank you very much, March, Phil, and Techno for joining us for this discussion.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. And by the way, in the spirit of, I told myself I'd let you guys know this if I remembered it, but hey, write your username in chat right now. Free 1,000 POW bucks to everybody who writes their name right now in the chat. It won't be immediate because I got to go right now, but I'll come back to this Q&A chat, and Phil, you're ridiculous, bro. Anyway, we'll we'll make sure to get everyone their free 1,000 POW bucks so that one day you can start a clan for 2 months, and then you'll get
Hell yeah.
you'll get. Unfortunately, you'll have to either hatch enough pals to keep it going, or
Dude, true.
or
How many
be-
pals is that per thing?
or rest in brokenness.
It's
Yeah.
50.
50 pals. Hey, that's doable. Dude,
Yeah.
that's genius. Can't
Hey,
wait
who's
for that.
storing in the
Love
other
you guys.
names, bro? What? All right. Anyway, this is not a
Alright,
free for all.
Maybe one name per user.
Bro, this is like some kind of like the pinata just got open and all the kids are scrambling for the
See,
candy.
at least some of
That's
them, like,
exactly
we
what it
already
is.
know they were here. Like, I remember seeing Techno, Chorus, Dianima.
Yeah.
So at least, like, players that were actually here can
Okay.
participate.
Any typos mean that I'll find the real name and then I'll subtract 1,000 POW bucks from that account. No, I'm just kidding.
Just subtract from the person that put in the
Right,
name.
Sue.
There you go.
I will see you all later. Thank you for joining us on this special Q&A. See you guys later. Bye.
Take care.